Hey look, I'm underneath the new 2024 Chevy Silverado EV. Check this out, independent suspension. Should you buy one of these things? Should you place an order? Today, let's take an in-depth look and see if you should. This right here is Chevrolet's first electric pickup truck. Wait, I'm being told that this is not Chevy's first electric pickup truck. GM actually had an electric pickup truck way back in 1913. And you might remember back in 1997, Chevrolet had the S10 EV. A lot of people are saying that GM is kind of behind the curve when it comes to electric pickup trucks, but they're not. They actually were one of the first. Now that S10 EV had a measly 72 miles of range and can only fit like 2 people comfortably. This has a massive 400 miles of range. It can tow 10,000 pounds. You can fit your whole family in it, and you can put a bunch of crap in the front right here and a bunch of stuff in the multi-function bed. Electric pickups are the next big thing in EVs because people want utility, people want a lot of function. This truck has a whole bunch of function in the back there, the multi-function tailgate, the multi-function midgate, but we'll talk about that in a second. Now, electric pickup trucks are not for everyone. Not everybody has access to convenient charging, and electric pickup trucks are really not all that efficient when it comes to EVs. But it is exciting that we've got more options for lower emissions trucks. You've got the Rivian R1T, you've got the Ford F-150 Lightning, you've got the GMC Hummer EV, and now we've got this Silverado EV. And of course the Tesla Cybertruck that was announced way back in 2019 and it was delayed once again this year. So I'm kind of curious, what do you think? Do you think this will come out before the Cybertruck? No, your eyes are not deceiving you. The Silverado EV kind of looks like a modern interpretation of the Chevy Avalanche. Do you think maybe they should have called this the Evalanche? No? No? Okay, I'm sorry I mentioned it. This is not based on the Silverado platform. This is a whole new platform. It's related to the GMC Hummer EV, kind of a narrower version of that. But it's about the same size as a crew cab short bed Silverado. Entry-level fleet-oriented work truck will start at just around $40,000 before destination. And this is the RST First Edition, which comes in at over $100,000. And yes, this is quite expensive, but there will be other trucks that will slot in at different price ranges eventually. Okay, so a quick rundown of the specs. 400 miles of estimated range, that's more than any electric pickup truck today. Dual electric motors, standard all-wheel drive, and it's got a drive mode called Wide Open Watts or WOW mode. Yeah, that's a little cheesy, but what it does is not cheesy at all. 684 horsepower, 780 pound-feet of torque, and a 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. That's ridiculous. That's faster than a Ford Lightning. I don't know if a 8,000 or so pound truck really needs to be that fast, but here we are. So the work truck gets 510 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. It doesn't get that WOW mode, which is kind of lame. What, you mean we can't drag race at the job site? Come on now. Now you'll notice that the Silverado EV is a crew cab only. This is not a unibody construction. This is not a body-on-frame construction. It's something completely different. So don't call this a unibody, even though it kind of looks like it. You got independent suspension, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And there's 4-wheel steering, which improves maneuverability at low speeds and at high speeds. So what do you think of the design of the front end of this Silverado EV? I think it looks awesome. Now, I actually like the look of the F-150 Lightning, but this kind of makes that look a little bit frumpy in comparison. This is kind of a better looking truck in my opinion. You'll notice no grille right here, but you have a grille down here. Headlights are here. This cool light bar in the middle is awesome. It kind of reminds me of a 1990s Mercury Sable. And the front end overhang of this truck is a little bit shorter than the gas-powered Silverado, which should probably make it a little bit easier to see out of. Okay, on to the side profile, you'll notice these ginormous 24-inch wheels. They look pretty nice. Now this truck is pretty tall. If you have a little trouble getting into it, that air suspension, which actually makes it ride a little bit better on bumpy roads, will also allow you to lower the truck and raise the truck to make it a little bit easier to get into. Now I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. If the truck is too high to get into, maybe the truck is just a little bit too high to begin with, but I guess it's neat. Running board looks fantastic, and the charging port is actually back here. It's capable of charging at 800 volts and 350 kilowatts. It allows you to add 100 miles of range in about 10 minutes, which is pretty insane. All right, the rear of this truck looks awesome. These taillights look great. They got a step right here, which fits all sorts of feet sizes, which is pretty nice. The actual bed height is not too crazy, so it should be pretty easy to load stuff in the back, even if you didn't want to take the tailgate down. Talk about towing for a second. Can't see anything here because this is a not production-ready truck, but this RST will be able to tow 10,000 pounds. The work truck can do 8,000 pounds. And word on the street is that there's going to be a version that can tow 20,000 pounds, which is pretty nuts. 1,300 pounds of payload could go in this RST, 1,200 in the work truck, not quite up to F-150 Lightning specs, but what you do get here is a really, really cool tailgate, a really cool multifunction midgate. So let's talk about that. So this multifunction tailgate has many different modes. Let's check it out. So this mode allows you to load stuff in here in this direction. Mode number 2, look at all these options. Now this is really neat because if you have long items that you don't want to fall out, this will keep them from falling out. That's a really, really cool feature. Helps you reach in, that's a really great idea. So if you need to be able to put stuff all the way back, it gives you a lot more space. Now, is there a step here as well? There is a step. Wow, there's gonna be a speaker option right here, which is really cool. So you can have tailgate parties at your local NASCAR track and listen to some music really loudly. That's really cool. So many different options there. So let's check out this multifunction midgate. There's a 60-40 split, so you can actually still seat somebody on either side. So there's the 60 side right there. That's a lot of space. You can load really long sheets of plywood. And this right here, this crossbar in the glass apparently can come out. Just the standard bed is just under 6 feet of space. When you add this midgate, I think it gives you about 9 feet. When you add the midgate plus this extension here, it gives you almost 11 feet of space, which is ridiculous. You could have parties back here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. With this speaker option, I think I'm gonna have a party in the back of this truck. Okay, so as you can see right there, the glass comes out. Now, is there a place you can store the glass?
Yep, right here.
Right here, you can store the glass right down there. That's very cool. That crossbar actually folds down. Look at how much space you have right here. It's kind of like a whole new way of thinking about transporting stuff. You have like a kayak or something you want to put back here. I think you could fit a couple kayaks, maybe a canoe back here. It's ridiculous. And check this out. You can actually leave that glass out if you want to have kind of like an open air experience for your backseat passengers. Pretty neat. And if that weren't enough, check out back here. Look at all these outlets back here. You've got 6 in the back. You can have your whole band play back here, plug in your guitar amps, plug in your bass amps. And you can actually charge another EV by plugging in the appropriate cord over here. So if you have another EV that's down on charge, you can use your Silverado to juice it back up. You can fit a ton of stuff in here. I'm not sure if this is gonna be the exact size, exact configuration. Like I said, this is a pre-production truck, but look at this, more power up here as well. Lots of space for all of your crap. So it looks really awesome in here. Like I said, pre-production truck, but the space in here is impressive. I'm 6'3" and I've got loads of headroom, loads of leg room. This screen right here, the 17-inch display is awesome. The graphics look wonderful. 11-inch display right here in front of the driver. You'll get a smaller display on the work truck. Because we got the flat floor, we have a ton of space in here. This is a ginormous center console. I really appreciate the physical knobs for the HVAC controls, because if you know me, you know how much I hate cars that don't have physical controls for that. So I'm really glad that we've got that. Check this out, we've got tow control right here, brake controller, which is really nice. That comes even on the work truck. And loads of space in the back here. Pretty much one of the largest interior vehicles I've ever sat in. So much space, really comfortable. You've got heated seats front and rear, gigantic panoramic moonroof, which is pretty cool. The work truck will not get that, but really big, really airy, really comfortable. So what do you think of the Silverado EV? I'm not sure how many they're gonna sell of this top spec $100,000 RST, but the work truck at $40,000 seems like a no-brainer for contractors and tradespeople that have good access to charging infrastructure. And all those accessories that Chevrolet is promising, those look super cool too. The work truck should arrive first in the spring of 2023 at about $40K, right around the F-150 Lightning price. The Ford has better payload specs, but this Silverado will have way more range. You could also consider the Rivian R1T. It makes a lot more power. It's quicker, but it is a bit smaller. And the Silverado has more range and charges more quickly. Electric pickup trucks promise lower lifetime emissions than their gas-powered equivalents, but they're heavy. The Hummer EV is over 9,000 pounds, and this one right here is likely going to come in at over 8,000 pounds. Consumers want long ranges, which means more weight in batteries. Hopefully, we'll see lighter battery technology emerge over the coming years, which would help EVs become safer and more efficient. So, are you going to place an order for the Silverado EV, or are you going to go with a Rivian or a Lightning, or are you going to wait maybe several years for the Cybertruck to finally come out? Or maybe you're going to go on Craigslist and look for an S10 EV. What do you think about that one? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out Eric's video at RevMatch TV, where he'll go into some in-depth details about this versus the F-150 Lightning. If you'd like to help support the show, please consider buying a t-shirt at helloroad.tv/shop. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're well, and I'll see you soon.